Ayo Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, a double honor to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone. Just gonna be putting together a little video, man. It's just gonna be about the coming times, what we're gonna have to endure, and pretty much what you have to sacrifice to be a part of this word, man. Because yo, there's a lot that you have to actually go through and suffer and sacrifice to achieve that great reward we're gonna get at the end, man. I'll start with this. It's 2 Timothy 2:3. It says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushai." And that says endure hardness, and that hardness comes in many various forms, man. Because it might come either through way of your woman, your family, through your workplace, your job. It might be with your life situation. Certain things might go on. You might get certain ailments in your body. There's various forms of hardness that you go through in this word, man. And as you're in longer, then you get more and more of it, man. And as you gain more wisdom, then more and more aspects of this society you just start to naturally just not even want to associate with, man. And that's also a big part of being in this word, man. Not having to go through this wicked kingdom's wicked place, and basically you have to look in the face. Hey, man, you have to go out and see these devils every day, see your people in a messed up state, man. There's all kinds of different angles from which basically hey, you have to enjoy that hardness, man. And that's just part of being in the word, man. That rewarded. And when we finally do get to put our hands on the necks of these Edomites, and we basically get to achieve man, attain the kingdom, man, get that ultimate goal, that's gonna be a beautiful moment. But there's like various forms of hardness that have to go before that, man. When you come in, you're fresh. You're thinking like, yeah, you find, oh, Yahushua is a black man. Oh yeah, I come from a line of kings. All this, it's all sweet. But then over time, as you endure more hardness, then you start to see the the hardness, man, that rawness you have to deal with, man. And hey, man, that's part of what you gotta go through, man. That's part of attaining that crown. Let me read this. It says, "No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life." So basically, you just get more and more distance from what's going on in Babylon, man. As the longer you're in this, man, you might, when you first come in, you might be dealing with women, be going to see your kids, look after your kids, having to take care of maybe this business, that, but all these different affairs you have. But as you're in this longer, those things just gain less and less worth as you gain understanding. This place is just this place is a fucking not unrealistic, complete bullshit realm where everything in it is just dictated by bullshit and run by bullshit policies in a bullshit manner by a bullshit person, man. It's Esau. The way he runs everything is complete confusion. The elites are actually on the top don't even deal with the majority of the nonsense that we deal with on the bottom, man. They've got their shit in order. They've got their kids in order. They've got their states in order. They actually own the shit they own. They have the gold. They have all the goodness out here, man. Anything their soul desire, they get, man. And they're dealing with that left hand side heavy, man. So they've got a direct connection with where they get their power from, which is Satan, man. And it says that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier, and that's Yahushua, man. So basically, you got this works about pleasing Yahushua, about exalting Yahushua's name, and about the Most High, man, Yahweh as well. Basically pushing them and bringing them to the forefront, man. Because that's what you don't have out here. Out here right now, you've got basically Esau's been pushed as the God, man. He's the one that everyone looks to. He's the shining light of the world, and that's complete bullshit, man. Israel is meant to be the light, the guiding light everyone's meant to follow after, man. And you've got some fake Khazar bastards that are just pretending in our land, having the biggest gay parades on earth, homosexuals, butchering the Bible and living in that land, saying Yahushua hasn't even come yet, which is complete nonsense. And these guys are just a bunch of fake bastards that are just in our land, stealing our identity and then oppressing us through their control of various forms, man. Through the media, they've got Hollywood to control the media, advertising they control the diamond district, the money system, the banking system, which also keeps shaking the bottom. They're basically using every facet of this world to completely oppress and destroy our people, man. And that's another part of that hardness, man, having to live with that oppression. Because out here, we're out here being oppressed on every level, but then you actually try and you can't even deal with people You can't even get into that because you try and tell the Jake that. I'm like, no, but we're free. We've got thingy. We've got rights. You know, we can do this. We can do that. I'm like, no, you just there kissing the white man's ass and begging him for goodies, man. You check. A lot of these so-called black activists, man. Like, these guys are just talking shit. Like, they're not actually making anything happen. The thing is according to the scriptures, the only way that we're gonna rise up out of this is through Yahushua's power, man. And anything raised up, it's in Acts. Anything raised up, Acts chapter 5, I believe. Anything raised up by Yahweh, by Yahweh through Yahushua, can't be broken, man. So that means basically all these Black Panther parties and different political organizations, they're not gonna achieve a damn thing. The only way we're going to get out is through Yahweh Shai, man, through the Bibles, through coming back to the Word and exalting their names, man. And that's why a lot of these other groups, they ain't coming back to the scriptures. They're saying a white man can be saved, other nations could be saved. They're not dealing with the name. They're not teaching the true doctrine of the scriptures, man. So then a lot of these guys need to get taken out, man. And they're basically not bringing forward the truth. They're basically just spreading lies, man. Well, it says, and if a man also strive for... Okay. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. So when you're striving for that crown, you got to strive correctly, man. You got to come correct. You got to teach the name. You got to teach who Israel, the correct who Israel are. You got to go by everything as it is in the scriptures, man. You can't be teaching it and then just going by your own interpretations, slipping in some BS or grabbing up that 501c3, getting that tax exemption and turning this into a money-making thing, man. This thing's bigger than just us feeble men on the earth, man. This is about Yahweh, it's about Yahweh Shai, it's about their names getting pushed out and being exalted, man. This is about the whole structure of the world about to be rewritten, man. This so-called white man being on top. All that, all this power, this power structure that he's built up is gonna be thrown down, man. So we can climb on top of it. So how are you gonna be clinging to part of his power structure, his 501c3s, and his BS teachings, and then and saying you can't teach against the so-called white man? How are you gonna be grabbing onto all that, and then you're meant to be building something new on top, man, and completely destroying that, man? That's one of his strongholds, man. You can't be uplifting that, man. I need that there. I was gonna let me get this as well. It says and this is okay, yeah. Here it is. It's Matthew 8 and 19, it says, a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Yahushua saith unto him, the foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head. So that's part of what can happen when you come into this word, man. You could be homeless. Hey, man, you can get messed up in various ways, man. You could have not have a cent in your pocket, man. And that's part of being in the word, man. These things come, man. This is I know various brothers have experienced it, man. Where you can just lose everything easily, man. Your parents you might be in your, I know for the young men, you might be in your parents' house, and then they find out what you're doing, and they're like, look, man, you stop doing that, or you have to get the fuck out of the house. Then you're gonna have to get out of the house, and that's part of being in the word, man. That's part of the hardness that you have to endure. So that's just something you got to eat, man, and deal with and keep it moving, man. And it says, verse 21, and another of his disciples saith unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. And Yahushua saith unto him, follow me and let the dead bury the dead. So that's basically dealing with them issues of the family want to bury his father. Hey, Yahushua was like, look, man, screw that. You've heard this word. You should be cleaving for that word, man. Basically, you should be riding for the word, man. You can't really be dealing with what's going on with your family in the world. Them affairs have to be set aside. And then you just got to be like, yo, I'm just gonna have to deal with this word, man. And hey, that's a lot of what happened, man. A lot of them hardships that you go through, they're gonna be to try and get you out of this word, man. Just like when your parents will say, yo, you got stop teaching that Bible, stop going out on them highways and byways, or else you out my house, boy. And then you just gonna have to kick out. Same, it could be the woman saying, what is that? What you doing? What are you doing? No, you're a terrorist. What's going on? No, please. And then just don't do this. Stop going out. I'm not doing it for me. And you just have to cut that bitch the fuck off and stay doing what you need to do, man. Because, hey, that's real. That's real, man. That's what you're gonna have to do, man. Let me get this as well, man. One more. It says Matthew 19 and 27. It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? So basically, the disciples that followed Yahushua, they'd forsaken all, man. They'd cast any families they had, they'd left them behind, wives left behind, businesses, any shit they owned, the inheritances they were gonna get. They left all that behind just to follow Yahushua and teach the word, man, and to learn from him, man, and to follow after him. So that's a heavy thing, man. Because hey, that's what you're gonna have to do that on this side, man. Because even now, with the with Overhead, if that had done a Manchester terror attack recently, and that's basically that's the Manchester terror attack. They're basically just ramping it up over here, man, because they executed martial law off that, where they had the troops out in the streets and on the trains, and what is it now? And basically, even with the previous one before, where they had the soldier get his head chopped off, that basically changes the face of terrorism to Jake, man. And they've pursued it continuously, because in New York, you had that spick that was drunk driving his car up on the street, and then over here as well, you had on London Bridge, the guy drove his car over the bridge and then into Parliament and managed to shank up a shank-proof vested police officer somehow. I don't know how, but somehow. So basically, they've already shifted the gaze from where it's looking like some Abdul Hafsas in the Middle East to just straight up looking like Jake. So when that spotlight, when they do the false flag, where they come to either to grab us up at the camp or just grab us up in our homes, wherever they're looking to grab up brothers, then that's gonna hey man, then you're gonna have to eat that, man, because that's just gonna be you're gonna be looked at as a criminal, and everyone's gonna be like, look, just like when Peter was when Peter was when Peter was recognized and he denied Yahushua 3 times, that just like that, where they recognize, be like, you're that one that was with him. They're gonna be like, yo, you them guys that was on Oxford Street, you're teaching on Oxford Street. Okay, but grab him up, fam. Grab him up, lad. That's what they're going to be looking to do, bruv. They're looking to grab man up and get man thrown in jail and put to death, man. That's what these guys are going to want to do, and that's in the Bible. And it says, verse 28, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in a regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So all them things that you sacrifice, you're going to receive them as a reward, multiple fold, man. When you get into the kingdom, you might have left behind one wife, like 3 youths or whatever. But then when you get in the kingdom, you're going to have hundreds of thousands of wives, man. Hundreds of thousands of wives, hundreds of thousands of kids, millions, entire nations of your own children, man. So the reward's going to be 100-fold. But then at this point, you got to sacrifice all those things, man. Your father, your mother, brother, sister, your kids, your lands, all that you basically have in this world. You just have to cast that aside and just be ready to cast that aside, man. Because you ain't going to carry anything that you have on this side into the kingdom, man. You might have a golden rollie. You ain't going to be wearing no golden rollie in the kingdom, man. Or even if you have like a fucking, I don't know, LVs, some LV belt. You ain't going to carry no LV belt into the kingdom, man. That's just some carnal things. And that just goes on every step, man. You might have some dosh saved up or a nice little house. But then that's not anything you have on this side, man. They ain't gonna last, man. You're gonna have to get rid of all of that when you go into the kingdom and get all renewed, man. So you just need to be ready and willing to just be like, cut all them things off, all your ties to this world, basically, including a woman, man. Your woman could sell out and get the chip, man. Lord willing, she don't. But that's possible, man. But hey, man, it's down to the Most High how it goes down, man. I'll leave it there. I say, all praise to you, how about Shem Yahshai, the one of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, man, and Shalom.